Hello folks, I am the Comic Explainer. Today I will explain to you a creepy horror manga comic called Detective Strange. And guys, trust me, this story is too creepy and will give you goosebumps. This story contains 30 chapters in total, so without wasting any more time, let's get started. Chapter 1, Curse of Darkness Part 1. The story starts with a guy named Ken. He was a police officer who resigned from his duty to work on his business. One night when he was asleep, he suddenly felt a dark shadowy figure was trying to choke him. Then he woke and realized it was just a nightmare. The next day he went to airport to receive his friend Kai. He was more like a brother from another mother to him. They visited a bar called Neon to have some drink and enjoy the moment. In the mid of the conversation, Kai noticed strange black marks, like bruises, on Ken's neck, which resembled that of a human hand. On inquiring, Ken replied that he may be cursed. Ken then begins his story. 3 months ago at midnight he was returning from work, when suddenly he caught sight of a strange old and abandoned factory house. He felt like there may be still peoples living in there. Suddenly he saw a strange, creepy, weird-looking lady figure with long hair staring at him through the window from the 3rd floor of the building. Out of spook, Ken started his car as fast as he could and fled, as if he was escaping a killer ghost. After listening to this story, Kai replied, "There is no such thing as ghost in this world. You might have seen any strange-looking women." Ken then continued his story. "The first sign came half a month ago when I had a nightmare. I dreamt of a shadowy figure on top of me, and his both hands were on my neck trying to choke me. Then after he woke up, he discovered bruises of human hands on his neck." Ken started wondering that if it is just a nightmare, then why is this pain in his neck? Ken also added that his resistance power is growing weaker and weaker day by day. This kind of incident already happened 4 to 5 times with him. It also happened last night, and this time the shadowy figure appeared much more stronger than previous attacks. Kai then looked closely and carefully at the bruises and concluded that the hand-shaped bruises appeared very much similar to a human hand. But Ken then revealed a fact that the hand bruises were exactly similar in shape and size of his own hand, and it seems like he was choking himself during all those nightmares. Then all of a sudden Ken bursted out in laughter and revealed to Kai that he was joking and pranked on him with a self-made horror story, and those bruised hand marks may be just an allergic reaction. Kai got furious on Ken for this prank as he was worried for Ken. Then they headed for another rounds of drink and got back to Ken's apartment for a good night's sleep. The next day, Kai woke up out of hangover and headache of last night drink and was seeking Ken for breakfast. Suddenly he discovered that Ken lied dead in his bed in the next room. Chapter 2, Curse of Darkness Part 2. The local police appeared at the scene and recovered the body of Ken. Kai was considered as suspect and taken for questioning. Kai revealed that Ken was his best friend. He was like brother from another mother to him. They both worked at the same police station after graduation, but Ken resigned a few years ago to work on his business. Suddenly, a lady officer knocked the door of the interrogation room and claimed the forensic results are out. And then she whispered something into the ears of one of the interrogating officers. The officer released Kai with a reminder that he is still a suspect. Kai gladly agreed and left the police station. While leaving, Kai saw 2 beautiful lady officers appeared at the station and was asking transfer of a case. Kai ignored and left. Now, since Kai was also a cop, he had experience in lip reading. The lady officer who whispered something into the interrogating officer's ear actually said that the victim was strangled, but the fingerprints did not match with that of Kai. Even the circumstantial evidence in the room showed no signs of trespassing. Kai was in remorse for his best friend's death and thought Ken was a cop too. How could he be murdered so quietly, even when Kai himself was present in the next room? I must find the truth for my best friend. Kai then remembered Ken talking about an old abandoned factory where a strange, creepy lady was staring at him from the window of the 3rd floor. Kai decided to visit that place and search for some evidences. Kai then called his friend Kwang, who is a tech expert, and gave him some details about Ken, which will be necessary for him to find the location of the place. Within a few seconds, Kwang texted him the location of the place. Kai visited the location. It is an old abandoned factory with rusted and decaying windows, torn walls, and green mosses all over the place. Kai wondered if the factory looked abandoned. Will the mysterious, creepy-looking women be still there? Unnoticed by Kai, a black shadowy figure appeared behind him. Kai mumbled, "Why is this building locked if it is abandoned?" The black shadowy figure replied from behind, "Who said it is abandoned? It is still the company's property." That black shadowy figure is actually an old and bald person who is the caretaker of this property. He was very ill-tempered and stubborn, and he drove Kai away with his wooden stick. but no one noticed the creepy old lady was watching them from the window of the 3rd floor. Kai left the place, planning to come back soon. It started lightning and was about to rain, so Kai headed on his way. While he was walking down the street, he felt someone was following him. He thought maybe he was the same old bald guy. Kai ignored and kept walking. When suddenly Kai turned back, he found a dark, shadowy figure of Kin appeared before him. His face looked pale and scary. Kai called, "Kin, is that you? I saw you die." Kin did not reply and vanished in thin air. Now folks, please remember this. It started raining when Kin disappeared in thin air. More chapters will soon appear in this channel. Please consider subscribing for more. It will help me with motivation. All comments are welcome. Thank you guys. See you in the next chapters.